The greedy chef. Once upon a time, there was a chef named Mr. Oliver who owned a small but popular restaurant in a busy town. His restaurant was famous for its delicious dishes, made with fresh ingredients and cooked with great care. People from all over the town would come to enjoy his food, and his restaurant was always full. Mr. Oliver loved his work. He spent hours in the kitchen every day, preparing meals with passion. His secret was simple: he used only the best ingredients and never rushed his cooking. His reputation grew because of this, and soon he became known as one of the best chefs in the area. However, as the restaurant grew busier, Mr. Oliver began to think more about the money he was spending. Running a restaurant was expensive, and he started to worry about costs. He thought of ways to save money, and slowly, he began cutting corners.